Not every sound we produce with our mouths can be classified as speech sounds. This is why language researchers study the sounds we produce to be able to filter through them, and identify those sounds that can be combined to form meaningful utterances. This brings us to the study of phonetics in linguistics. What is phonetics? Phonetics is defined as the scientific study of human speech sounds. It is scientific because it applies a systematic process in carrying out its research, from experimentation to analysis, observation, hypothesis, etc. It is the study of only human speech sounds, and not human and animals' speech sounds. This is because only human beings are capable of producing speech sounds. Speech sounds are the only sounds we produce with our mouths that can be combined to form meaningful utterances. Other sounds we produce with our mouths, such as grunts, groans, moans, etc., cannot be combined to form meaningful utterances. Phonetics studies the specific sounds humans produce that can be combined to form meaningful utterances. In order to uncover those meaningful sounds, language researchers carry out experiments on the possible sounds we produce with our mouth, and then they filter through the bulk of them to arrive at those sounds that, when they are combined, form meaningful utterances. Take for instance, sh is not a sound that can be combined with another sound to form meaningful utterances, but the sounds /s//e/ and /l/ can be combined to form meaningful utterances, as in /sl/cell. Branches of phonetics. Language researchers identify three branches of phonetics, namely, articulatory phonetics, acoustic phonetics, and auditory phonetics. Articulatory phonetics. Articulatory phonetics is the branch of phonetics that studies speech production. This branch studies the human organs of speech, to be able to identify the parts that are responsible for the production of different human speech sounds. For instance, in producing the voiced, bilabial plosive sound, /beat/, the upper and lower lip are shut together, preventing air from escaping the mouth, followed by a sudden burst of air, that results in the production of the speech sound. Articulatory phonetics studies how sounds are produced, ranging from the organ responsible for the outflow of air, to the organs that manipulate the flow of air out of the mouth, to create different sounds, as well as how the manipulation takes place. Acoustic phonetics. Acoustic phonetics is the branch of phonetics that studies the properties of speech sounds as well as how they are transmitted. This branch studies spoken speech sounds by monitoring sound waves, to be able to determine how they are transmitted in the air. Language researchers study what is known as air bubbles, which are displaced in the air when we speak, to be able to discover the properties a sound possesses, such as its loudness, pitch, etc. To speak American English confidently? Or maybe you want to ace the US citizenship test? Then American English, Grammar for English Learners by Dr. Jean Robert Lane is your perfect guide. In this book, you'll discover English phonology basics, learn the sounds of English with clear guidance on pronunciation using the International Phonetic Alphabet, IPA. 8 essential parts of speech, get a firm grasp on English grammar essentials with examples and exercises to build a strong foundation, practical and thematic vocabulary, gain conversational vocabulary and specialized terms for different professions, making language learning relevant and real-world ready. Reading and conversation practice, build your skills with short stories and practical conversations that are immediately useful. Citizenship Test Guide. All the essentials for passing the US citizenship test are right here, with practice answers included. With a clear, accessible approach and real-world examples, this book is ideal for learners at any level. Start your journey to fluency and make your American dream a reality with a guide that's as comprehensive as it is easy to understand. Click the link in the description to grab your copy of American English, Grammar for English Learners by Dr. Jean Robert Lane now. We get a small affiliate commission each time you make a purchase, and don't worry, it comes at no extra cost to you. This makes it possible for researchers to come up with theories about how to pronounce speech sounds correctly, based on results obtained from studying sound waves. Auditory phonetics. Auditory phonetics is the branch of phonetics that studies speech reception. Unlike articulatory phonetics that studies how speech sounds are produced, and acoustic phonetics that studies the properties of spoken speech sounds, auditory phonetics studies how speech sounds are perceived by the human ear. It studies how the human ear is able to pick up sound waves and filter between sounds and speech sounds. It also studies the frequency of sounds that the human ear can tolerate to determine what level of it becomes inimical to the ear. So phonetics is simply the study of human speech sounds. It filters through the totality of sounds humans produce with their mouths, to be able to pinpoint those sounds which when combined result in the formation of meaningful utterances. The three branches of phonetics are: articulatory phonetics, which studies sound production; acoustic phonetics, which studies sound properties; and auditory phonetics, which studies sound reception. Understanding phonetics will better inform you on how speech sounds are identified, to be able to fathom how the international phonetic alphabets were compiled, among others. See you soon.